So, good evening on this Saturday evening, and welcome to the Nothing Fancy Spiritualist Church. An evening of mediumship with our great friend, Peter Goddard. Samantha Jane, the video was made at the Weir in Plimbridge Woods, just outside Plymouth. In the past, that area would have been used for mining and for stones and rocks to build the city of Plymouth, going back probably 100, 150 years ago. So a lot of the videos I play are from scenic areas all around the city and around Devon. So this evening, it's an intimate evening of mediumship with our great friend Peter Goddard. And if you'd like to comment, please ensure that you are registered with StreamYard. The button above the screen marks streamyard.com/Facebook. So just press that button and it identifies you rather than we calling you a Facebook user. If you would like to share the broadcast, well then just press the link button and take it where you want. And then finally, if you're watching on catch up, we hope that this evening of fun and laughter with our family and friends in spirit brings you joy and peace and helps you through the following week. So it's my great pleasure to introduce Peter Goddard from Epsom. Hello, Peter.
Good evening. Good evening. How are you?
I don't know. I was watching you there, and your head was shaking. I don't know if it's exercises or what.
It's trying to get rid of the demons before I get the good people in. Now I've just got a bit of a stiff neck, so just trying to level myself up a bit. It's just kind of a ritual I do before I start. We normally do that before you put the camera on.
Oh, right.
Help me out there, mate.
Yeah. I see on your website you're like busy this week ahead. Tell us what you're doing.
I've got lots of stuff on, but the most exciting thing is I've got Barons Court Theatre on Thursday, and if anybody's local or got an evening to spare, would like a bit of fun, there's a few tickets left. I don't know how many there are, but there are a few tickets left. It's an inexpensive evening out, and I work differently in person to I work online, but you're probably aware of that, Ben. Yeah, really looking forward to it. But I've had lots and lots of stuff going on, and it's always beautiful when you're doing stuff for spirit. It's not really working, is it? It's not really working. It's like having a sweet shop when you love sweets, and as most of you know, that was my childhood. So, I don't call it work. It's just such a pleasure.
It is such a pleasure, but unfortunately, I've had COVID just recently, and it began. I haven't served churches since December last year, and I'm not really serving again. I'm doing private readings at an afternoon tea event on the 30th of April in Brixham. And then May is very busy. So somehow or other, the COVID has pulled the life out of me. So watch yourself out there. How big is the Barons Court Theatre?
I think it's 50, 60 seats. It's just it's the first theatre we've done. I've done some other venues, but I just fancy doing a theatre, that kind of setup. I thought it'd be a bit of fun, and you know what my path is, Ben, and it's kind of like the next step on the way to where spirit want me to be. So yeah, we're just going to enjoy it. We're enjoying it.
Is Barons Court just up from Fulham?
Yeah, literally. And the theatre is like 5 minutes from the tube, so it's really easy to get to. And the good thing is it's underneath a pub. So even if you get bored and I'm rubbish, you can go and get drunk.
I used to live in Fulham, so I know Barons Court very well. A lot of pubs around that area.
Good pubs.
Okay. Well, we're not here to discuss pubs. We'll say hello to a few people. We're very busy this evening. We're already above 30 people watching us. So, Christine Murray. Good evening, Christine. Christine is from Bournemouth. You'll have met Christine before on our shows, Peter.
Lovely.
Samantha Jane from Milton Keynes saying hello, good evening to Ben and Peter and everybody. And Samantha also likes the video. So I've told you the history of the video, where it's from as well. Jane G, good evening, Jane. And Eva Burestam is watching us all the way from Sweden. So good evening, Eva. Peter's Swedish is perfect. It's as good as his English. So if it comes to you tonight with a message, it'll be in Swedish.
Gibberish more than Swedish.
All right. Christine Ray. Hi, Christine, and thank you for saying hello. Mia Thomas, good evening, Ben. and Peter and everyone. Hello, Mia, and thank you for joining us. Michelle Glenn, this Merigat Michelle, and welcome. Michelle is I think from Dublin in Ireland, so we welcome Michelle. And Michelle, I'll be in touch very soon about what I promised. And Richard Pugsy is saying, good evening, Ben, Peter, and everyone. Love, light, and healing to all. And he's also saying that the symbols of the Reiki symbols, Peter, are imprinted in the service. So what we're doing is we're automatically sending healing out to the people that are watching this evening. Vivian Webster from Loughborough, good evening, Vivian, and welcome. And Carol McDowell, hello, Carol, and thank you for sharing the information you did with us, Carol, just the other night. And I hope that you enjoy this evening, and if spirit are drawn to you, that they come to you. Pamela Gray-Torix, good evening, Ben and Peter. And we have Wendy Fahy. Good evening, Wendy, and welcome. Wendy was on with us recently when we did a special service for Ukraine. She wrote a poem, came on and delivered it like a professional. So you better watch yourself, Wendy. We might have you on presenting. Carol McDowell. Carol, don't cry. Don't cry. And Mia Thomas. Christine Murray, thanks, Richard. Eva Bureston, haha. And hi, Ben and Peter. That's Marida Ra and everyone here. Marida's writing to us from Belfast. So tell me, when you're at Baron's Court, will you have some Swedish people, Dublin people, Belfast people?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Who
It's
knows?
a very international area.
Yes.
Carol McDowell, that's okay, Carol. And a Facebook user, which is Matt Byrne. Hi, Matt. Good evening and welcome. And you're saying hi all. So there we are, just waving. Right, just waving to a few people. Paul Gallagher is watching. He's from London. Paul, if you want to see Peter, he's at the Barons Court Theatre. When is that, Peter?
Thursday evening. And you go online, get some tickets from them, and yeah, it should be fun. Should be fun.
So, Paul, if you have nothing to do in London on Thursday evening, go around to the Barons Court Theatre and see Peter and have a great evening of mediumship with Peter. Hello, Mag Cullen and Vicky CH. Good evening, Mag. She's saying hello to you as well, Peter.
Thank you.
And Mag is from Wicklow in Ireland. I have the pleasure of going to Ireland very soon.
Oh, nice.
So I'm looking forward to that. Right. So we've said hello. We have about 38, maybe 40 people watching. Marita Raw, what are you doing, Marita? I don't know what you're saying, what you're doing. You've got an applause and you've got some sort of something else, but I can't see. Okay. All right.
Ben, you're about as good at me as those them images. I have to get somebody. You need a 12-year-old. You need a 12-year-old to, and it can be very inappropriate. Thankfully, I've got grandchildren, so I go, what does that mean?
Well, we'll get there in the end.
We'll learn the technology just in time for it to change again.
Yeah. Spirit seem to be learning. They teach me the technology because on this StreamYard, they keep on changing things. So Spirit give out to me because I won't look at the changes. And then we work it out together. And we're even able to play music now without getting taken off air. So there you are. Okay. So Peter, tell us how you work so that everybody watching knows.
Well, as you famously know, Ben, the last time we were on, you was really giving that soliloquy about how the mediums can't go to certain people and get who you want. And then I fairly cleverly contradicted you, for which I apologise. But spirit do all sorts of things with me, as you know. And it's like, the minute you said it, I was sitting there going, and everything he said, I'm just about to contradict. It's one of those, it feels terrible when it happens, but you just have to do what they tell you to do. So, as you know, on this kind of service, I try to work one-on-one. Sometimes it can be 2-on-1. That's fine. When I'm in a live setting, so i.e., people are in front of me, I can work with as many as 4 or 5 spirits at the same time with 4 or 5 people at the same time.
Okay.
So
You did 5 with us one day.
You remember that?
I worked you through each one, and you gave excuse me, an individual message. You said, "Where are you working on Thursday night?" Did you say?
Baron's Court. I think they all know it's Baron's Court now, but thank you
Baron's
anyway.
Court.
Bless
Okay.
them.
In London.
In London, yes.
And it's very close to the tube station.
Very close to the tube.
And it's below a pub.
It's below a pub. That's exactly. See, remember, Spirit's telling him, bless his heart. So do we do a nice opening prayer, or do we just get into our mediumship this evening?
Well, Mairead is waving at me, so I think we should wave back. There you are,
Hi,
Mairead.
Mairead. There you go.
And there we are, Mr. Monaghan from the west of Ireland as well. So you've got quite a big crowd from Ireland this evening, so be nice.
I'm always nice. I'm just surprised they can all get their heads off the pillows, because we just had St. Patrick Days. They're all nursing hangovers, bless them, and rightly so. Right, they've all won money at the Cheltenham Festival, and now they're all gone back home with their hangovers. And
they'll probably win the Six Nations tonight.
Yes, let's hope.
Yeah, and the day after St. Patrick's Day on Friday, was it Friday?
Friday.
I was walking back towards home, and I met one of my neighbours, and he normally is out walking the dogs, and he's very dapper and whatever. And he was sort of standing in the middle of the road, and I said to him, "What on earth is wrong with you?" He said, "I've got a really bad hangover. I went to the pavilions in Plymouth last night. There was a Paddy's night on." He said, "I've had a few Guinnesses and a few whiskies. And the next thing I know, I'm lying in the middle of the floor with the whole people gathered round me. And then he said, the next thing I know, as I'm in the nurse's station being looked after." So he was like sort of stood there in the state, poor man.
Bless him.
Exactly.
Bless him. Yeah, that alcohol, it just creeps up on you. And who would have thought by drinking all that whiskey and Guinness that would happen? I mean, it must come as a shock when it does.
Well, Guinness, if I haven't drunk Guinness for a long time, I haven't, because I don't drink very much. But I find it quite a strong drink. It's a lovely drink to have, but it's quite a strong drink. Mr. Monaghan, Patrick Monaghan, says he doesn't drink. Facebook user, this is Tina Christine Lacey. Good evening, Tina. Did you hear, Tina, that Peter is at Baron's Court Theatre on Thursday night, just near the Baron's Court tube station, and it's below a pub. So
I think in a minute, apart from this advert, we should get some mediumship in. I don't know. Let's just give it a crack. Let's have a go at it, shall we?
So Tina says her first St. Patrick's Day, not being able to go out. Well, Tina, that's hard luck, especially with a name like Lacey. It's a very bad. It's a bad omen, Tina. You should have been out. All right then. Are we ready to go?
Yeah, born ready, me. You know that.
All right. I'm not even going to go try and answer that, but we'll go with it. There you are.
Okay. Right, guys. If I come to you, sometimes I come to a name, so please keep putting your names in the chat, and then I'll work out where you are. As I link in at the moment, I've had this lovely little old lady that's coming, this lovely grandmother figure that's coming to me. I want to say she's about 5'2". She's got grey hair, and I know that when she passed, she had a cancerous condition, because actually she made me feel quite sick. But I've got just such a lovely energy about her, and actually I know that she's Irish because she's speaking to me in an Irish accent. I want to say also that as she comes into me, slow down, please, darling. All she could get when she rattles on, when she gets going, she's off and running, bless her heart. And you've got to slow her down, because her voice gets slowed down. When her voice gets quicker, you can't understand her. And her accent, God, if you weren't of an Irish descent, you wouldn't be able to understand this lady. She's just really really off and running. She takes me to her legs. And I want to say there was something wrong with my right leg towards the end, because she's drawing me to the lower part of my right leg. Please take that way, darling, so I need to stand up. And she's telling me that her mobility wasn't great. She's also telling me that she's left sons behind. sons and daughters, because she talks about her girls. Her girls are here. She's talking about, and our daughter's definitely on here tonight. So whoever this is, I know that I'm looking for her daughter. Is there anybody that can take this information? And I come out with some more. So I know I'm speaking to a female. I know I've got a lovely grandmother figure. She's about 5'2", lovely grey hair. She's a little bit on the cuddly side, not big cuddly, just nice cuddly. She's kind of like a medium to cuddly sized lady, but very booming. She runs their house. She's telling me this is a formidable lady. Ben, are we getting anything coming up, mate?
Nothing yet at the moment.
Okay.
Personally, listening to the description, I was drawn to somebody, but I'm kind of drawn away now, unfortunately.
Who were you drawn towards, and see if it's who I was drawn towards?
Okay, so when we look at the map of Ireland, which part of Ireland does this lady come from?
I'm coming south. I'm down on the south. I'm down in the south of Ireland. I'm not northern. I'm southern. And she would have been very proud of it as well, because she's telling me, these aren't my words, so please don't shoot the messenger. As she says it, she says I was proper Irish. So that leads me to believe she's from Southern Ireland, and she's very proud of being Irish.
Patrick Monaghan is saying, I'm glad you get the accent. I was told that's not true when I said that.
Right. The reason is, listen, if she could be anybody. If she's not speaking to me with this, and it's a thick Irish accent, it could be anybody. And that's helping me to place her. That's helping me to get a man pass.
Okay. So I think we've placed it because Spirit have said we've placed it in the right place. This is Mag Cullen from Wicklow. And she's saying that her mother passed and she would have a Southern Irish accent. And the Wicklow accent is quite a gentle, soft accent.
Yeah, but it's thick. When I say it's thick, there's no, the way some people would lose their Irishness, they can sound less. She sound Irish. There's no way that. And I want to say she probably lived there all of her life. She's telling me she lived there all of her life as she moves on. She's also telling me that she's known hard times. She goes way, way, way back, because she's talking about the potato famine. So she's very traditional Irish. And this is a lady she's what I call a mend and make do grandmother. She could make meals from nothing, and she fed people. Because and there were boys. You must have brothers. There must be, because she keeps going on about her boys. So she's definitely going on about her boys. Okay, I'm also saying that when towards the end, there was obviously some kind of problem with her voice as well, because she's drawing me to my throat. She wants me to either that, or she suffered with her throat, with a very dry throat towards the end, because she's drawing me to my throat, and I've got an energy. Take that away. She's got an energy. I've had this energy in my throat. Can you just confirm any of this? Because it just helps me to keep going with this lady, just to make sure that she is with you. God, she is 300 miles an hour, this woman. It's slowing her down is a real problem. And
is anybody with her in the spirit world, Peter? Because I've got somebody with her.
You've got somebody with her? I've got two people with her.
Okay, who have you got?
Well, Dad's there, so whoever this is, her husband's with her.
Mm-hmm.
And he's coming through, but he's actually having a laugh with me, because he's very traditional. Because as he stands there, and it's funny you should say, because he's laughing at me, because he's actually got a pint of Guinness in his hands. So he's definitely okay, thanks very much. Okay, right. Okay. The reason she's talking about her sons, thank you very much, my darling, is the girls would have thought the boys would have were okay, I don't know how to put this in a nice way. She appeared to treat the boys better than the girls, and she kind of favoritized them, if that's a word. There was favoritism towards the boys. Not that she didn't love all of her children, but she kind of mollycoddled the boys, and she actually said, "I made it difficult for their wives." I made it difficult for their wives, because their wives had to live up to me, and that's still mentioned now. I think the wives of these boys will say, these boys were mothered. These boys, their mothers did everything for them. Yeah, and she's telling me about that. You girls were all kind of brought up, and these were her words, traditionally, you can do everything. You can cook, clean, iron, and so on. I know that's very generic, but not everybody can. And she says, I gave you that in life. Oh, please slow down.
Peter, hold it just a minute. When you were with Mag Cullen, with her mother, I had her dad and her sister. I had a sister that died a couple of years ago, and I think there's 3 children left behind. Something I'm not really doing this message, but now Patrick Monahan says his nan was from Limerick, and she had 9 boys, and the boys were like gods.
I could have 2 women here. It's not impossible. You know how they work with me. I could literally have the 2 of them going on. Then Patrick, I've got to say this. I've got to say this to you, mate. Your nan would have had a very thick accent then, because that's what I'm getting. These 2 energies are coming in together. But you're right. She idolizes these boys when their wives would have struggled with them because they had been so mollycoddled. Literally, they did nothing. They didn't lift a finger. It was in their house. It was a magic laundry basket. If it hit the floor, it came back clean, and everything was right. These boys were treated perfectly. What's the lady's name? Sorry, mate, because I've got her name coming in now as well. Is it Megan? Hello, Meg. Mag. Sorry, Mag. I've got your name coming in now, and as she links in with me now, she's telling me that you've got to stop overthinking stuff, and you've got to stop beating yourself up. It's like whatever's happening now, it isn't your fault, and you need to stop and let it go. You know, some things are just totally out of our control, and they just happen. You know, and that's our path. Please take that away. Okay. Oh, yeah, she's really coming in on me now. Right. She's saying you have to let it go. Sorry. Your nan had terrible wind. Mags, whoever it was, had terrible wind toward the end because she just keeps making me want to belch. And it's not something, it's very unpleasant. Take that away, thank you. You have to let it go because it's eating and eating and eating at you. You're not eating, she's telling me, and she's saying you're not sleeping, and your head, it's almost like your head is on constant fast forward. Can you take that?
Mag, we need you to just answer, because I think I was getting the same thing as you're talking, Peter, exactly the same information.
Right, I'm going to go to Patrick now. It's Patrick, the other chap, isn't it?
Yeah, Patrick Monahan. Yeah.
Patrick. Okay. Patrick must be a medium. Is that correct?
He's certainly a healer. Describes himself.
Right. But I think he's also a medium, and he's trying to put that on the back boiler. He's trying to put that on the back boiler because he keeps being told. You're a healer, you're not a medium. Well, we're not one-trick ponies.
Can we hold just on Patrick a minute? And that's Mag saying that's me at the minute. Do you want to give her any advice?
Yes. What she's telling me is, I know that she has your nan must have had a love for music because you have a love for music, and she wants you to take some music somewhere quiet. So like on your phone or whatever she wants you to sit somewhere quiet, out of the house. I want to say I want to take you to a river. I want to say there's somewhere where you live or somewhere where she lived. I'm in a field and I'm kind of looking down towards a river, and she wants you to go. It's like she says that's like your place, or you need to find a place like this and you need to sit there and just let the world go. It's almost like it could be your safe haven because it's like at the moment you have no escape. And she's saying you need to find that place for escape. And it's so easy to do. And the minute you start to do it, the easier it becomes for you. And when it becomes that easy for you, you will let go, you will release, and then you will start to be able to move forward, she's telling me. She also says she wants you to start eating because you're not nourishing yourself at the moment, she says. And all joking aside, she says the weight's falling off you. And, you know, you may see that as a good thing, but she's saying it's literally falling off you, and she wants you to just start eating properly because she wants to make me wholesome meals. It's like you're not eating properly or what you're not eating a lot, but I want to give you a full wholesome meal. Okay. And I also say you're getting out of puff quite a lot as well. She's telling me you're out of puff. So you must be having a little bit of trouble with your breathing, and that's anxiety, she's telling me. You've got a lot of anxiety around you, and she wants you to release the anxiety. And she's saying, get into this quiet place, get into the quiet space, listen to some soothing music. And she's not like rock music. She wants you to some traditional Irish music, something that's just slow and gentle and calm and brings you down. And that's what she makes me aware of. Okay, I hope she can take that. And then I'm going to come.
I would imagine, because I'm getting the same, so I would imagine that Peter, absolutely fantastic advice.
Right, I'm coming across to Patrick now.
Yeah, and he's saying, just you were talking to him about, he was putting the mediumship in the background and whatever, and he's coming back saying to you, absolutely, I put it back.
You've got to stop. You've got to. I tell people this all the time in what we do. We are not one-trick ponies. You know, we have been given, Spirit give us a myriad of gifts, and we can do all sorts of weird and wonderful things with our gifts. And we are being asked to move forward and express and experience stuff. So what I'm hearing is, try, because you can do it. You are giving messages anyway, I'm being told, and you are seeing Spirit. Stop putting it backwards, embrace it, and it's not going to affect your healing in any way. It's not going to affect what you do in any way. It just enhances what you've already got. Okay, thank you. Would you understand about this lady? I can't remember whether he said it was his nan or his mum. I can't remember. Can you remember?
His nan. His
right.
Nan.
Okay. Then. Okay. His father must be in spirit then. Patrick's father must be in spirit, because I've got someone, if it's not his father, it's his grandfather. I'm almost sure it's dad, and dad's coming in, and I would say dad would be, because of upbringing, would not have been au fait with this. This would not have been, it would not have sat comfortably with him. And he's telling me, listen, pat on the back. You're doing really well. I'm really, really, really proud of you. And it's dad then. It's definitely dad, Patrick, because he comes through. He's so close, and he's coming through, and he's saying to me, I'm just so proud of you. Okay. We are taught in a way down here that is actually not true. You know, we're given all of this information about what we believe religion to be, and I'm not going to get religious in this, and what's right and what's wrong. There is no right and wrong. There's just here and now and love. And he says that's what's important. You keep giving people the love that you want to keep giving them, because they accept it with open arms. And you are so giving as well, he tells me. He's also telling me that he takes me to one of his hands, and I want to say you've had a problem with a finger or lost a finger. I don't know if I've moved on now, but I've got a gentleman who's lost a finger. Could you just let me know if that's you or if I've moved on, Patrick? It's either a problem with a finger or lost a finger. I know that there's a bit of a delay. Calm down.
Rest just a minute, and I'll go back to a comment. Mag, I hope you don't mind me saying it, but she said that she feels very anxious at the moment and isn't leaving the house, and she's lost a stone in weight. Patrick Monaghan, he's talking about lost one finger.
Yes, that's right. I've got someone who's lost a finger. Yeah, 100%. Now I'm still with you. But they take me to this as an awareness and as evidence. And it's just to show you that the things that we can't possibly know, they're telling us. All of this I can't know about the lovely Mags. I can't know how she's feeling. She's in Ireland and I'm not. So, you know, Spirit are giving us all these wonderful gifts to help people. And that's what we're here to do. And that's what you're here to do. You're doing it with the healing at the moment, but they want you to do it with your voice as well. Because I'm being told you've got quite a soft voice. You can be very loud, someone just said, but actually you have a very soft voice. And they want you to get out and use your words. Dan, can you please step back, because that's becoming uncomfortable. Thank you.
It's like a confidence thing, Peter, isn't it?
Yeah.
That Patrick needs to build his confidence.
Just slowly. He's doing it. And what he doesn't realise, Ben, is he's doing it already.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
He's giving the little messages, he's saying the little things, but he hasn't got the confidence. He's telling all of his friends, or he's telling people that he feels comfortable with. He's just got to step over that line. It's almost like stepping into the shop to buy something, and and they're just saying he's got it. He has all that he needs. And someone just said he's got a very big heart. He's very giving. Please, Nan, you've said your bit. God. Meg's nan is really on the ball. She really wants to push her out the front door. Literally wants to. I literally want to open her door and push her out. and that needs to happen. You need to have the confidence. You need to. Meg, you just got to go out that front door, darling. You need to do it. Otherwise, you are gonna. It's just gonna get worse. It's gonna be a self-perpetuating problem. You will get worse. There's nothing out there to hurt you. Go out when it's dark, if that's the issue. Because there's nothing in the dark that's not there in the light. Only thing that's not there is people. And if that's what's making you anxious, surely you're better to go out in the dark. Okay, so let's see where we're off to next. So thank you guys for working with me. Hope that helps.
Yeah. Now listen, I mean, I don't generally do this, but this is Mark A. So good evening to Mark A. And Sam Siddons, who's also watching this evening, and Nadia Liggett, and many others. Deb Clark, good evening, Deb. Your colleague of a couple of weeks ago, Deb Clark, is watching this evening.
You.
Patrick Monahan is saying thank you, Peter, as well. Should we tell Peter, Patrick, that you're on at Barnes Court?
I think he probably knows.
He probably knows. Okay, so that's Mark Hay. He's a wee message to pick up my mood as he's been down lately. Deb Clark says, "You feeling better, Ben?" Deb, I am. Thank you. Patrick Monahan.
Okay, listen, I've got somebody stepping in from. Would you just say Mark Hayes or Margays?
Mark Hay.
Right, I've got someone stepping in for Mark or whoever that is, and whoever's stepping in, I know had a problem in the chest area. I want to say could have possibly had a heart attack. Now I'm not saying that's what took them, but they definitely had a problem in this area. I'm not struggling to breathe now, and I'm a bigger person, and I'm male, and I want to go back one generation, possibly two. So if it's not dad, it's granddad. And I want to be inner strength. This would have been a strong-minded and a physically strong person. Is that right? I'm guessing this is a message.
Is he father or grandfather? Do you think?
I feel like he's coming in with a father energy, but I think it could be fat grandfather. In other words, I want to say someone that, but with a fatherly energy, so he would have had a real impact.
Hold on a minute.
Definitely dad. It's fine.
Definitely dad. Yeah.
Okay. This is a strong character, and a man who doesn't mince his words, because he's basically. Mark, you ain't going to like this message, mate, and I'm really sorry, but Dad is coming in, and he's going to put his boot firmly up your backside and saying, you need to straighten yourself out, because you have got a lot of inner strength, loads of inner strength, and you're letting people draw on your strength, which is making you feel less capable, and you're more than capable. He says, you know that, and he says, the worst of it is you speak to him. He says, you're speaking to me, but you're not listening to me. He wants to give you such an upliftment. I would have said in life, this isn't a man that would have openly shown his love. Would you understand that? He's not a guy that would have gone, all right, son, he's not that guy. But where he is now, all he wants to do is pour love into you and strength into you. And he says, yeah, we all get knocked. Right. My dad would have said this to me, and I come from a boxing family, and it's true. It's not how many times you get knocked down that matters. It's how many times you can get up. And provided you can get up one more than you get knocked down, you'll win. And that's what he's saying to you. That is how you were brought up. And he's saying, now you need to get up. I know you're on your knees, and I know you feel battered and bruised, but you've got it within you to move forward. We're around you, and we're pumping love into you from everywhere. And that heaviness that you're feeling in your, because he's taking me back to my chest, that heaviness that you're feeling in your chest, he wants to lift from you. Also, he wants to take the world off of your shoulders because you've allowed that to get there. Sorry, definitely that's true. Sorry. God, he's really gabbling and gabbling and gabbling. Would you understand Dad's words got a little bit funny towards the end? I don't know whether he was like, say that to me again, mate. Okay, thank you. Right. Whatever this is about, Mark, strong words need to be said. And sometimes the words we give out aren't always the words we want to give out. But that will always help somebody in the long run. tough love is hard love, but it always helps in the long run. Okay, he wants me to tell you, stop worrying about the money, he says. Stop worrying about the money. You can't take it with you. And if you haven't got it, thank you. I knew that there was something towards the end because I couldn't. And if you notice, my hands were everywhere. He's telling me that stop worrying about it. You'll get to where you need to get to. It's not important. Those are not the important things in life. What's important is you pulling yourself through this. And he says, you may feel like you're hanging on with your fingernails right now, but you've got the strength there to do it. And I'm going to leave his love with you. I'm going to give you a nice spiritual. Okay. I haven't given any spiritual gifts away tonight, so you get the first gift. And I love them because they're free. I want to give you a big. Okay, I don't know if this must be relevant. I want to give you either a big sheepskin coat, pardon me, or a big sheepskin blanket to wrap round you. And it's like for warmth, for love, for caring, to make you feel secure and solid. And I want to say thank you for working with me. Ben, I'd like you to do something for me, if you wouldn't mind, young man. I'd like you to pick somebody for me to give a reading to.
Yeah, I will do. Actually, before I do that, you were saying that with Mark, that you were given a gift for him. The funny thing is, I was handed a gift at the same time to give to him from his dad. And Mark, what he gave me was an ornate little knife, but there's no blade in this. There is a blade, but the blade is blunt because you are not a violent person. And he was talking about giving you this knife for strength, inner strength, to stop thinking you're not worthy for some reason, and to actually believe in your inner strength. As we'd say to Mag and many others probably watching tonight, stop thinking you're not worthy. Stop comparing yourselves to other people. So he just wanted to give you that knife, and it's one of a number of gifts you will receive from mediums over the coming time. Now,
before you do that, because he's just saying something to me, and I've got to give it, because otherwise he is the kind of man that will say his piece, and that's that. Your dad is telling me that the reason the knife is not sharp is you're right, Ben. He is not a violent man, but sometimes words are mightier than the sword.
Yeah.
And he's saying you can do this with your words. You don't need to be physically strong to sort this out. You need to be mentally strong. And he says you are very mentally strong. So stop putting, is exactly like you said, stop putting yourself down. And he would have stood, this is the kind of guy that would have stood behind you and pushed you forward as well. And I physically feel that that's what he physically, because he's bigger than you, and I don't know how big you are, but this is a big guy. He's literally just pushing you forward. You can see I'm not exactly the smallest man in the world, and he's trying to push me forward. So it is incredible because he's literally trying to push me forward, and that doesn't happen easily, let me tell you.
Mark seems to have, I don't know, I connect to people's energies, but Mark has a lovely energy.
Yes.
Mark, and your dad is saying to me about this lovely energy you have, and that you're actually hiding it. You're letting it fall back inside you, and you're actually worrying and stressing over things that don't really matter, as Peter has already said. So I'm sorry we're working together, Peter, but we're all your people are.
I love to work with mediums. I don't care. I'm not vain. If you want to chip in, please chip in. I have no issue with it.
Okay.
No vanity here.
Yeah.
What are you doing next Thursday night? Do you fancy coming to Baron's Court?
Yeah. You want me? I come to Baron's Court. When is it? When is Baron's Court?
Next Thursday night, apparently.
Thursday night. I can't do it, unfortunately, because we're doing a healing service.
I'm joking.
But Carol McDowell is a lovely lady. And she'd love a message, actually, if you could.
Okay. I've got two people in spirit with Carol. This is going to be a hard one, but I love these because it's really nice. Would you understand a baby in spirit? Because I have a baby in spirit that your grandmother is holding, and she's saying he's safe because you keep worrying about whether he's safe or not. And she's telling me he's very safe and he's lovely and bubbly. He says she reminds you've got a brother, or You've got a brother who you've got an uncle, because what she's saying to me is he's a bonny baby like the other boys. And I want to say he's going to start to grow right. He's going to come back for strength for you as well, by the way, because you need a lot of strength, and you've got to stop blaming yourself. Sometimes when children come to the earth plane, they were never meant to be here very long, my darling. There was a small step on their next path. The next time they come back, they're going to come back, and then they're going to live a life. But they come back to people who are strong enough to and although you don't feel it right now, they're strong enough to take the heartache, to carry the burden that you feel like you're carrying. But he says, please don't take it as a burden, take it as a blessing. I chose you because I know you've got the strength. And he says he is with you because you hear him whispering to you. You hear him whispering to you. And she knows that. She knows that. But you remember how your nan was with you? She's like that with him. He is safe. He is in no pain at all. And he is just living his spiritual path. But he will be always around you. For as long as you're on this planet, and that's a long time to come, he will be behind you, pushing you forward. He takes me to other things in your life. He says, this is literally, his words, not mine, my darling. He says, it's almost like you've corrupted your life. And it's like you've corrupted your life and put yourself on hold. And he says, you can't do that. He says, because you were a live and let live kind of person. He says, turn the tables around, Mum. He's saying, if that had been the other way round, you would be saying to me, you've got to live your life. You need to move on. And you would be angry with me for not doing it. I'm not angry with you because where we are, we have no anger, but I want you to be happy. I need you to move forward. For my short life that I had, I enjoyed it. I loved it and I lived it. And I've left all of this love behind for everybody else to enjoy. Understand that. I don't want you to treat my passing as the most important thing in my life. I want you to treat my life as the most important thing in my life. And he's saying, please do that. And I tell you now, I get a really big cold feeling in my body. Like I am frozen now when spirits step into me to give me these kind of messages. His energy is colossal. And he must have been doing something with his hands. I don't know whether he painted or he drew, or you've got drawings or paintings of his, because he draws me to that. And he's saying, you have got to understand, my journey will continue. I will be around you. You may not be able to see me, but I'm there. I don't leave you like you seem to think I have. And he wants you to move forward. He wants you to enjoy life. He says, celebrate my life. Don't mourn it, because I lived it and I had fun. Look at all the things that we did together. Enjoy those. Remember the moments, because the moments are the most important thing, he's telling me. Please live. And he wants you to smile. He said he knows you're crying right now, as I know you're crying right now. But he's saying to me, he wants you to smile because you have a beautiful smile. And stop taking it. Okay. Stop taking it out on other people, because it's nobody's fault. It happened. And we can't change it. We can't go back. We're here. You can't change yesterday, but you can have an influence over tomorrow. And he says, tomorrow, I'm going to wake you up extra early and I'm going to get you out of bed and we're going to go for a walk, because I will be beside you and I will get you out of that house. And I hope that fits with you, darling, but he is very adamant. What an energy. Ben, can you feel that?
I can feel his energy. It's like, and he's going on about it. I don't know if Carol likes hot chocolate, but he's showing me a big mug of hot chocolate. And he's saying like his love is like a big mug of hot chocolate. And he wants to pour it out to Carol. And as Peter said already, Carol, he's talking about live. Look back at his life in love. Look back at the moments, as Peter says. Look back at the fun you had. Look back at the times he shows me. He was sitting in a little chair and you were feeding him baby food. Look back at that time. because he was aware of it then.
Right.
And the times you would hold his hand when you were walking, and he's remembering how much that meant to him as well. So he wants you to look back to day one, Carol. Look back to day one and then take it forward. And, year one, year two, year three. Because as time goes on, we forget year one, we forget year two, and we tend to mumble them together, the years. He's asking you, go back and enjoy year one, year two. Do it over a period of time and know that he loves you. And thank you for asking for him to come.
I've got to say this, Ben, and I'm sorry to interrupt you because he's kind of in my face now and he's all over me. And he's saying he must have been a little bit accident prone because he's showing me a picture of him toppling out of a swing.
Yeah.
I could actually see him toppling out of a swing and you running. But you just missed him and he was already on the floor and he's got a few, not bad, like kids do. And he says, but he shows me him toppling out of a swing. And he says, now that's the love that I know you've got for me.
Okay.
You will run.
And there you are. You see, Carol, funny. Been looking at the photos. Thank you so much, Peter and Ben. Love you, son. And he says back, I actually feel, I'm sure Peter does as well, it's like a rush of love coming back at you, Carol.
The heat. I wish you could feel the heat that's coming off of me. I'm literally the water I've been pouring into myself is just the liquid that's coming out of me and the hotter I get, the more love I know that's coming in, and I literally feel like I'm on fire right now.
Yeah. And I have kind of like pins and needles of it. It's like absolutely really incredible, Carol. So you take your son's love from Peter, and come on and tell us how you're getting on.
Yes, please. Please go. I want you to go on my Facebook and I want you to send me a nice little picture of him. And I want to say there's a picture of him in a swing as well. So he's telling me about that. Pardon me. Right. So where are we going to go now? I want you to find one more for me.
Sorry?
I want you to find one more. I'll tell you what I want you to do, Ben. What I want you to do is I want you to get somebody to come. Now, this is where they all rush in all at once. I want you to get somebody to come up. And obviously, somebody can't. We've done the lovely Carol and her lovely son. So we've proved we can get who you want. But I'd like to do is I'd like for you to pick somebody, Ben. And I'd like for them to tell me who they'd like from Spirit. Can we do that as a last one?
Right. We could try that. Now, you remember I mentioned a large hot cup of hot chocolate. Right. So Sharon Tolley is drinking a large cup of hot chocolate at this moment in time.
There you go.
So Sharon, come and talk to us. Tell us who you'd like to talk to in spirit.
Bless.
Got a few people already.
Yeah, I want to say her mum. She wants her mum is what I'm getting. We'll see who she comes up with.
Yeah. Come on, Sharon. You were she's not talking to us now.
There's always a way. Wait.
Yeah,
somebody else who wants it.
Sharon Tolley. Sharon Tolley, my father, please.
Your father. He's quite an elegant man. Everyone's taller than me, but he's definitely taller than me. He's not got the build I've got. I want to come in and build. Very compassionate man, though. I feel very compassionate around this man. I want to be struggling to breathe towards the end as well. I'm not saying that he had it, but I want to say towards the end I was struggling with my breath. I couldn't get my breath. I want to say I also had a cough because I haven't coughed all evening, so I definitely feel that there's a cough involved with this chap. Okay, and I want to share he was a thinker. Your dad's a bit of a thinker because he thinks things through, and he says you don't. He's telling me you are not thinking stuff through. You're acting rashly, is what he's telling me. Doesn't like that. He doesn't like the fact that you're acting. He's again somebody else who must have struggled with the words towards the end because I'm struggling with my words a little bit here. He's telling me that you act rashly, and sometimes it can get you into a little bit of trouble. You need to start thinking more about what you're doing and taking that step back and just whoa, slow down a little bit. He wants me to tell you that slow down. All of a sudden, when Dad gets going, he's kind of off and running, isn't he, darling? He's kind of like, he sits you down and he kind of lays into you when he wants to get his point across, and he feels like he needs to get the point across right now. He says, he says, you keep asking yourself the question, I'm going to forget him, or is he going to forget me? Darling, that spirit never forget you, and you will never forget him. You may forget what it feels like to have his arm around you, but that doesn't mean to say he won't physically have his arm around you, because he is never far away. He is never far away. He's telling me that, he's telling me that you've got to stop these silly thoughts about him, because he's not gone. You know, the physical may have gone, but the spirit's still there. He's always around you. He wants to push you forward as well. Again, somebody else, Ben, she's holding herself back again, this young lady. It's almost like she's hiding in the shadows, and she's making these rash decisions, and she needs to step back into the limelight, step back into life. And also, don't take this the wrong way, my darling. Stop letting people take advantage of you. It's like you can be, I've got to say this nicely, Ben, a little bit manipulated at times, from time to time. People can kind of get you to do the things that they want you to do, even though it's not things that you really want to do. And he wants you to be of your own mind. Can you take any of that, darling? Sorry.
That's okay. We're spot on. You're spot on, Peter.
She wants to. I think I've got somebody else coming in now. I've got your Nan. I think your Nan's popping in to say hello. She wants to say hello. I haven't had a name all night, but I've got Jeanette and I've got Gina. Now, I don't know whether they're on the earth plane or they've passed, but I've got those two names. The first two names I've had all evening. Please think about them. Okay. Sorry, darling. Okay. Somebody else who's not eating properly. I've got Nanu's coming in with the fruit tray. Okay. You need to get some fruit, darling. You've eaten a very bland diet, and everything seems to be coming out of a packet. She's telling me you need to get some sustenance into you. She wants you to get yourself back. You're normally quite fit and healthy, she's telling me, but you've become a little bit, her words, not mine, of a couch potato. And she wants you to get out and start getting life in the wind in the air. Stop wearing the dark colours as well, because she said you've got she's showing me your wardrobe and you've got loads of lovely things in there, but it's almost like you're reaching for the same couple of bits each time. Would you understand that, Ben? Are you getting that as well? She's hiding in the darkness of the dark colours.
Yeah, I was going to say, Peter, that it's interesting. I was listening to these messages tonight, and I often notice that when people lose people and people they love very much, it sort of drags their life backwards. And it seems to me that the messages tonight seem to be very much encouraging people, as we would do as mediums, is to encourage you to live and get out there, be responsible.
Dad's got a wicked sense of humour.
Yeah.
Dad must have had it, because he literally said to me, it's me that died, not you.
Yeah. And don't be trying to be anybody else, because they've already been taken. So basically, live for yourself. And I'm just, while we're gathering ourselves together a little bit, Mark Hay came back, and I'm not going to be able to find it, but he's thanking us both for the wonderful message.
That's your mum, by the way. I'm joking.
She threw a candle at me.
Yeah.
Why did she throw the candle at me then?
Oh, you've been... Say that to me again, Mum. You've not been listening to the doctor.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I knew it was true because you just said it to me.
Yeah.
You can't hide anything, Ben, can you, mate? Not from us mediums. How are you expecting yourself to get better when you're not listening to doing what the doctor's telling you to do? I'll get you attention, she said. And you know the way she used to give you the clip?
Yeah.
When I see you, I've got to give you a clip, she's telling me. I've got to give you a whack because you're just not listening. But it's all done with love from her. You know, she never did anything. But she oh, bless her heart. You know, when bless her heart. You know, when she used to give you a little bit, she'd come off and cry, bless her. She hated it. Your mum didn't like doing that, did she? That's not your mum. Does that make sense to you, Ben?
Yeah, she did very rarely.
Yeah, it's like we used to hurt her more. She said it hurts me more than it hurts him. Lovely energy, though. She just popped in to say hello. That's what that was about. But she did tell me about the doctor. She just said, I just wanted to get your attention.
Yes.
That was all it was.
Okay, thanks, Peter. Now, lots of people are saying about the messages. There's a few more people that are very keen. And have we finished with Sharon Tolley?
No, let's see if we can get her or not. Okay. I've got a nice spiritual gift for her, actually. Funny thing is, it's your mum's fault. I've got some scented candles for her because I know that she likes some alone time and some me time, and she needs to take a bit of that. I'm just being told. And I also have got the lovely bunch of flowers. And when I get given a bunch of flowers, it's two things. It's either an anniversary or it's they want them to come out and be more sunny with their clothes. And I know it's not an anniversary. I know this is they want them to come out and be a bit more sunny with their clothes. So now I have finished with the lovely lady, and we're kind of just about out of time. We've got 5 minutes. So unless
we've got that's Mark A saying we're amazing. Please keep up the great work, and thank you for the messages I need tonight, as with the others who had beautiful messages. And a lot of people loving the working relationship between us, Peter. I should be on stage with you on Thursday night.
Yeah, but apparently you're doing healing. Where am I, Ben?
Somewhere in Bounds Court, Thursday night.
Near a pub.
It's near a pub. And Patrick Monaghan, a wonderful evening. Thank you both for great evidence. And I think Patrick is being encouraged, isn't he, to use his gift of mediumship. It'll strengthen his healing, and it'll give him an all-round sort of a sort of sense of healing and comfort to help other people. So Mark goes on to say, when you feel down and alone, it's amazing to hear a message to the family we have lost, but never judge, but push us on and lift our spirits.
Right.
Well,
I'm being guided, because we've got a few minutes left. I'm being guided by a spirit to do a little bit of an inspirational, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
And it's for everybody. So, and it is about love and caring. And my guides are coming in and they're just saying to me, listen, everybody, if we can all just be a little bit more loving and caring and stop focusing on the bad stuff in our lives, we will find the good stuff. If you go looking for something that's bad, you're always going to find it. You always will find the negative, because you'll put a negative there that's not even there. Start looking for love and happiness and health and the good things. Several times tonight, especially for that lovely lady who lost her gorgeous son, it was, I lived. You need to live. Go on and live. Enjoy. Stop putting yourself down. Listen, this is life. And we are here to make mistakes. It's how we learn. We don't learn from what we get right. We learn from what we get wrong. And it's a beautiful experience. Yes, it's going to hurt us. But remember something. Where you are today, if that's a good place, that's great. But if it's a bad place, that's not great. But it's not your final destination. Where you are today is just another step in your journey. So stop fixating on, oh, it's all gone bad. Yeah, it has gone bad. That's life. It happens. But I can have good things. Life isn't all bad. Even though it seems all bad, because we're always looking for the bad, actually there's lots of lovely things. You think, all of us, every single person here will have exactly the same things. Remember the first time you held a baby? It doesn't have to be your baby. It just has to be a baby. And we look at that baby and we think, what wonderment. What things are going to be in their life? How much prospect have they got? What could they achieve? And here's the thing. We can all do that. You don't have to be a baby to do that. You just have to be here to do that. But when we pick up a baby, we just see all of this newness and this cleanness and this unfettered, uninhibited person that's not had all of the world put on themselves to the way we think other people want us to live. Don't live the way other people want you to live. Live the way you want to live. You are the person that has to live with your sadness, but you're also the person that has to live with your happiness. So make your happiness more than your sadness, and you've won. The rest is window dressing, because I know this for a fact. When they built them pyramids in Egypt, all them thousands of years ago, and they buried all them pharaohs with all the golds and their slaves and everything else, when they opened them all up, everything was still in there. So it didn't go with them, it stayed here. Take your memories, take your love, and take your happiness. And the education and moments that you made, that's all you need to do. Thanks, Ben.
Thanks, Peter. Marina Raw says we should come to Belfast, both of us.
Love to.
We'd fight on the ferry over, you and I, over a pint of Guinness or something.
No, you can have Guinness. I don't drink Guinness. Drink as much as you like, mate.
Before I pass by Mairead, I've got a lady called Pat, who I believe is mum to you, Mairead, and she stands looking troubled, like she's thinking. Now, this draws me in the sense of that, is there a conversation you two should have? In the sense that she wants, I feel, a closer relationship going forward with you than perhaps there was when she lived. So she just comes in and does this stand, and in another time I may be able to develop the message further for you. But it's she's asking for understanding and forgiveness. Wonderful evening. Thank you both. That's Mag Cullen. And Mag, do take care. And we're always here if you need to chat to us. A good comment, obviously, by Patrick. No wise man learned from being always right. The mistakes make the learning grow. And we would agree with that. But successes help us to learn what to do right. And mistakes, in a way, help us to learn what to do right as well, because we work at it, we think about it, and we think, well, that'll work better if I do it this particular way. Eva Burestan is thanking us, lovely messages. And Facebook user again, Nikki Horn, good evening, Nikki. And Tina Christini, okay. Kate Smith, thank you both for wonderful service. Take care of your shoulder, Peter.
I had an operation on my shoulder and it's not gone right, so all the tendons have let go, and so it's kind of, it is what it is.
This is a Facebook user. Hope that was just a message to get me up and move again.
Hope so.
That's Mark A. Mark, don't hold yourself back. You have far too many things going for you. Tina Christina Lacey, okay. Sam C. Mortman, thank you, Peter. Lovely words. Mairead Ra, thank you both for a wonderful evening. Andrea Rees. Andrea, I'm sorry I didn't get to you for a message, but we're back again next Saturday night with a special evening of mediumship going on for an hour and a half. And then that's Tina Christina Lacey. Much love and light to you all. Thank you both. And Mairead says, yes, there is, Ben. I have forgiven. Okay. Carol McDowell, amazing evening. Thank you both so much. There we are. So you came on and you said to me, well, could I just mention, where was it again?
Yeah, just a quick mention for Barron's Court on Thursday evening. Yeah.
You've got a few tickets left to sell.
Yeah.
We'll all be there. And
we'll be there in spirit, mate. We'll all be there in spirit. So it'll be a great night. It'll be a great night.
Have you enjoyed yourself tonight?
I love being here. You know that, Ben. You know I love
Yeah.
being on your service. I love it. I love it. Always love it. Always love being here to help people. It's what we do.
Yeah. And that's Mark A saying thank you so much for tonight.
Pleasure's
And
mine.
God bless both of you. Thank you, Mark. That's very, very kind of you. And both of you. And this is Mary Armock. Good evening, Mary. Mary's from Worcester area. Thank you both. Lovely to listen to all of the readings. And Andrea Rees, thank you very much, Ben. Good night, everyone. And Vicky Shee. And Vicky, I'm sorry we didn't get to you as well. We have a lovely little baby. I think we'd like to chat. So there, Viv Birmingham is watching, and to all the people watching, we say thanks. So Peter, you're back with us again soon for a Sunday service.
I am. I can't remember when it is. My PA's not told me, but I know it's soon. And you know, I'm actually going down to the lovely Plymouth area in the not too distant future. I can't remember the date, but I'm definitely going down to I'll go everywhere, as car will travel, as they say.
Okay.
But yeah, we're looking forward to coming down your way. So it'll be really, really lovely. So we're trying to do some stuff kind of everywhere.
I hope you enjoy the venue. Facebook user, Mark A. Thank you, Mark. That's very kind of you. Thank you very much. It was a service with a difference, wasn't it? And very uplifting and very funny. And I think the joke about where is it you are on Thursday night is probably wearing thin by now.
Just a bit, yeah, just a bit.
So listen, Peter, if you'd be kind enough to stay on the line, and Andrea Rees says, "Thank you, Peter, for amazing messages," and the messages were beautiful tonight. Thank you, Peter.
Thank you.
So, thank you very much. I'll be back to you in just a minute.
Thank you.
So there we are, an intimate evening of mediumship. Who would have thought we would have carried on the way we did? But there we are. So tomorrow we're back at 12 noon with the Divine Service. This will be taken by Philip Isaacs. And Philip is he's from Stoke-on-Trent, but originally he came from Lostwithiel here in Cornwall. And those people in Cornwall will probably be very proud of the way I actually got the name correct for Lostwithiel. So we see you tomorrow morning, those of you that can join us for the Sunday Divine Service, an hour with our Father God and Divine Spirit. Peter will be back with us soon. So that was our intimate evening of mediumship, fun and laughter, and great support from our families and from Spirit. Good night and God bless you all.